This is Damon Stevens, the FinWealth Builders. Today is Monday, February 7th, 2022, and this is stock market update for our trades of the day. So let's take a look at what happened in the market today. Looking at the Dow closed pretty much flat, and NASDAQ closed down 0.858%. S&P 500 closed 0.37% down. Actually, that wasn't how it started in the day. It just ended at the end of the day. This is very much what we saw on Friday as well. So, we talked about this pattern last week, and this is something to watch for. You see Dow Jones kind of grounded back and forth most of the day, and then you can see this nice little rally started in the afternoon. Went up to our highs at 35,300, and then just sold off at the end of the day like it did on Friday. Just nice sell off, which actually, pretty much is why we ended up flat. NASDAQ, by doing that, came down, pulled back up here, and then closed and sold off at the end of the day. You see here, that's why we ended up negative on the NASDAQ, is the sell-off that happened here right at the end. So pretty much everything above this line here in the afternoon, once we broke this line, there was a short trade here, broke above here, it had a short trade up here, but really it was kind of really a choppy day. So not a lot of clean trades were found today. It was a lot of scalping, a lot of either just sit on the sideline waiting for some type of movement on stocks today. So it was kind of a challenging day if you're trading actively. S&P 500, you see the same thing, nice sell-off at the end of the day. So we see these sell-offs at the end of the day. It definitely gives me an idea that we obviously we have some weakness here, and definitely have enough sellers where buyers aren't coming in to stop this run down. So something to watch for. We could have a down day here sometime soon based on this movement. At least that's how I'm seeing it. Now, look at the heat map here. You can see it's pretty mixed. Google is down, Facebook down, Apple down, Microsoft, Tesla down. So, our big tech stocks were down today. Obviously, this little sell-off didn't help that. So just something to be aware of. Scanners still real low here on the small cap. So really nothing there. Looking at our earnings this week. So definitely some things to keep in mind here as we come into this week. It's not as big as it was last week. We have a little bit of, Pfizer, we have BP Gas, we have Harley tomorrow. Next day, Uber and Twilio, Twitter, Coca-Cola. So not as strong players, but definitely watching earnings for this week. Looking at EOG, you can see here, talked about this one, nice slow run. This been giving us a slow run. Continue to do that. It kind of flattened out today. So it hit this, tried to hit this top, this high, and just barely missed it, and then pulled back. Not as far as it did on Friday, but it did pull back a little bit. So looking to see if we can rally here. Still looking to try to get up here to this next Fibonacci here around 118. So we'll see if it can do that, or if it loses steam before it does that. Exxon continues to go higher. Energy is just killing it. So I don't know if you're trading it, but it continues to climb on us. So gives you a little bit every day, which is nice. Just be careful. At some point, this is going to exhaust itself, and we should have some type of pullback here. And if we do break, this 80, 80, 50, 80, 90 level, just watch that we could have, a good retracement if it falls below that. Snapchat. So Snap, we've been watching. This had a big old huge gap down and a gap up. So just trying to see if we fill these gaps at some point. You can see here we kind of closed pretty much flat today. Amazon, you see here kind of pretty much flat here towards the top of this candle. Again, at some point, wondering if we're going to retrace some of that. So just kind of something to watch. Google, definitely watching Google at this point. We had this big, huge monster gap up on earnings. And then you see that we kind of fell back down, and we've not filled all the gap yet. So that's a possibility. We could come down, fill this gap, and hit somewhere around this 2720 range, and then bounce off of that. It could be that we can, we pulled down so far so fast, just as we did climb. It could be possible that we come back up and try to hit resistance here at 2812, maybe retrace a little bit. So that's another possibility. So watching price action to see if we're coming down to fill the gap, or if we're going to break up and kind of retrace some of this fall that we've had in the last couple of days. Apple, kind of flat here, kind of pulled back here. Sitting kind of flat, looking for some energy to pull back up. Boeing, nice little rally today. Nice rally up here, got above the 50, not quite to the 200, and closed above it. So that's good. So Boeing finally showing some momentum here after kind of did this nice little bull flag here. So finally the breakout. So, you know, we do have some steam. We should be able to hopefully get above that 200. Tesla's kind of flat here, consolidating. So, you know, not sure if this is going to pull back here. You know, the longer it sits here, the more likely I think we're going to pull back down. If we break the 880 level, then, you know, it's going to come a lot lower. If we can get back, you know, above 940, I think we can start to rally back up towards 1,000. Nvidia. So Nvidia, we're kind of just sitting here flat, kind of got back into this narrow channel that we had before. I see we kind of broke out of the main channel, and then it failed and came back in eventually. So we'll see if that same thing happens here with Nvidia. But it's trying to break out. So I'll see if it can gap up here or break out, and that way we can, you know, hopefully catch this on the upside. Netflix kind of consolidating here. This little bear, creating a little bear flag here. So just kind of watch out, you know, what Netflix, you know, which, you know, it has a long way it could retrace. So I'm expecting it could retrace, which Google has, but this one hasn't really moved to do any type of retracement. Or it could go down to this little gap here, or come a bit lower. So just looking for some movement here. Facebook, we got this big gigantic gap. It continues to sell off. So I mean, they're just people not liking what they heard and seeing right now. So Facebook continues to show weakness. You know, it does come down here, this 200 level, or fill some older gaps, you know, that are left here. It's possible. I'm not really sure where this is going to go. Just be careful if you're trying to trade this Facebook, because until we have some good direction on where it's headed, it's a little risky. RK, so RK, you can see here, just very much flat, sitting under that 200 still. 10-year yield still climbing, so don't like that, but still climbing up there. So we'll see if it goes towards this, you know, $2 range, but still showing strong here, which is going to be some point it's going to be weak on the market. So crude, you know, sit there and hit this top of our thing. We talked about this pulling back here as it did before. So this upper trend line, it hit it and pulled back. Still above all the moving averages. So we'll see if we can consolidate here and pull again. But right now we might have lost some energy on oil, but nice strong run. Dollar sitting under here, under our support line, but still holding on. The VIX kind of, you know, consolidating here flat. So either at some point got to get below the 20 and start moving the market up, or we got to bounce off here and bring the market down. So just waiting to see some movement on the VIX. SPY looks like a nice little bear flag being created here. So we'll see if that carries forward to the downside, or if we bounce out, kind of resist it and bounce up. Triple Qs, same thing. So that's a little bear flag forming. So there could be some downside on here, especially if we break this 351, 78 level, or get above the 200 at on this 363. Semiconductors, nice consolidation going on. Dow Jones, nice little bear flag. So again, it's just following along. Just make sure you're looking for resistance and support. And if we break this 350 level, that's where we can start to come down. IWM looks like it's going to try to trace up this little trend line here. So we'll see if we can continue to stay slowly climb up here. If we break down, we could possibly come back down towards this 200. XLF, so financials showing strong still. It's got some resistance here at this prior high up here, this 40.66 level that we had on our upward trend line. Seeing some resistance there 2 days in a row. So we'll see if we can break above that and start to head towards, you know, this 41.70. Energy sector, Just like I said, nice and strong. We're above the trend line a little bit. We're also above this line here, this peak at 74.91 would be kind of a max here. So we'll just see if we continue to extend on energy or if we start to pull back or consolidate. On healthcare continues following our trend line up here. So it is still weak, not quite ready to break out, needs some energy to go forward, but still staying within our trend. Technology, XLK, you can see here just kind of consolidating. Bitcoin's, we talked about a great weekend that we had. I had this nice little bear bull flag here, and we're running. So up to, close to that 44,500. So we can break, continue to break these moving averages here, then we can, get back hopefully in a bullish format for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's looking still good those last 4 days of trading. Leo's consolidating. Ethereum continuing to grind higher. It's sitting here right on the 50. So I hope we can get above that and close that a couple days, and that way we can continue some bullish momentum here on Ethereum. So that's our cryptos or stocks. Stay safe trading out there. They call it Turnaround Tuesday for a reason. So just be careful if you are trading tomorrow. We're seeing a few bear flags. So it could be we have a down day tomorrow. We could also consolidate, because that's what we've done the last few sessions here, and continue to build that bear flag. But the more we consolidate, the more likely we're going to have a bigger move. So just be aware of that. So watch price action, watch the VIX in the morning, watch the, which direction kind of the market's starting to point, and watch your yesterday's close. You get above yesterday's close, more likely we're going to the upside. If it comes below it, then, it looks like downside. So that's what we'll be paying attention tomorrow. So right now we're kind of neutral until we see what happens in pre-market. So everybody stay safe out there. We'll talk tomorrow night and see how we went in the trading.